How do you get Amazon to sponsor your channel? And what other ways do you make money on YouTube? Well, hello Snack Pack, welcome back to Travel Snacks and welcome to the live, well not live but live-ish 20K Q&A. In today's video, I'm taking you to the park to answer these 20 questions in the fresh air and sunshine. So maybe you'll get to know a little bit more about me, the channel, and some of our snack packers and the questions they want to ask. This Q&A is being done during a premiere, so feel free to type away in the chat and I'll be in the chat with you. Here we go. First question is from Kent. What did you study in school? I have an associate's degree. I didn't get a degree until I was in my late 30s or early 40s, and I got my degree in human services management because I wanted to be a marriage and family therapist. Then when I realized how many years it was going to take me to do that, I was like, what's close enough to that? So I went to the International Coach Academy and got a certification in being a life coach / relationship coach. Matt asks, how do you stay safe alone? And I get this question a lot. And my number one answer is that I don't put myself in situations that will be super terrible. I'm pretty cautious, especially where I park and where I stay, even during the day. And I have a few things in my van that should protect me. I really don't think about being fearful. What? You're not already subscribed. You're not a snack packer. Oh my gosh. You need to join the club now. How do you join? There's no money involved. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and throw a like on it. Chris Scott, who's one of our snack pack regulars on the live stream, asks, what concerns do you have for the future of nomad life with the direction of tracking people that the country is pursuing? I actually wasn't even sure what Chris meant by this, so I asked her a few follow-up questions. It has to do with the COVID vaccination. Now, I really try to stay off of politics and things of that nature on my channel, but since this is related to nomad life, I think these are very important topics that are going to affect not only nomads, but everybody in general. I personally think that it should not be required to get a vaccine to do anything. I think it's going to become a lot harder for nomads in the future, not only for those reasons, but also because just like in a lot of things, people ruin it for other people. They're the ones that play their loud music, litter, and they just give a bad name to the nomadic lifestyle. That is not indicative of how true nomads live. I think people who live on the road full time are generally kind, respectful, and are just trying to live a minimal, easygoing lifestyle. The next question comes from Mimi, who is another one of our live stream snack packers. What's the best or worst practical joke that you've played on someone or someone has played on you? It's when my son played a practical joke on me saying he wasn't going to graduate from high school and I lost it. And then I finally got him back a year later saying that he wasn't going to be able to move out of the house. The next question is from Madam Butterfly, and I get this question so often. Why are you living in your car? Because you like it, or it's not really a choice but necessity? Now this question comes from a lot of people that are looking at my older videos when I was staying in my car, and I lived in my car and now live in my van by choice. And I do want to clear it up because I get a lot of comments saying, oh, you're not homeless, how dare you? And it's like, I've never said I'm homeless. I will say that I'm houseless because I don't have an apartment or a home outside of my van. When I was building the van, I was staying with my parents. That is their home, not my home. I don't have any other property or anything else besides my van. That's where I live full time, which leads me to my next question, which is in a similar vein. Armella Trucker, aka Jeannie, asked, what inspired you to live the van life? So I was living in my car, and when COVID hit, I had to come back. I was in Louisiana and I went back to California to my parents' house, and I only thought I was going to be there for a few weeks, but obviously you know how that turned out. I was trying to rig up my car for my next journey, and I was trying to do things like put in a microwave and a refrigerator and try to figure out a toilet situation. And one of my friends was like, it seems like you're trying to make your car into a van. Like maybe now's the time to think about a van. And I had not thought that I was going to get a van for at least another year, but I was like, maybe it is the time. And I really did not want to sell my car because I loved my car. I still love my car, but I had to sell it so that I could get a van and build it to the way I wanted it. That's how I basically ended up getting into van life. I wanted more comforts, like a tiny home, as opposed to being kind of crunched up into a car all the time. All right, Kansas July asks, what is your best achievements while on the road? Ooh, that's a good one. I think one of the greatest achievements is becoming closer with God. I know that sounds very basic and probably not the answer that a lot of people want to hear, but being out on the road, living in a vehicle, really makes you have to depend on someone or something. It helps you to develop your sense of strength, but also it makes me depend on God more strongly because I know I can't do anything without God. Janelle Lewis asks, are you going to be wearing diapers in the van? If you guys haven't seen it, I made a video about how to pee in a car, and then I made a follow-up of how to pee in a car in diapers. That was my way to be able to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night without having to do too much extra effort. Now that I have a toilet in the van, I'm not going to have to wear diapers, but I still stand by the fact that diapers is one of the best ways to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night if you're living in a vehicle. Okay, our next question comes from Grant, who is our live stream moderator, and he's been on almost every one of our live streams from the beginning. That's almost a year's worth of live streams. He submitted like 10 questions, but to keep it fair, I only chose one of his questions, although a lot of his questions were great. But one of the questions he asked was, what was my first job? Well, like many of us, my first job was McDonald's. And I got that job when I was in high school, and I was doing all sorts of other things, cheerleading and all this other stuff. I only worked there for about 3 months, and then I got called into the office and they were like, we don't think you're McDonald's material. And I was like, that's okay by me. I think I'm okay with not being McDonald's material. And they didn't fire me, but they were like, I mean, do you really want to work here? And I was like, not really, but I just needed some extra pocket money so I could buy cassettes. That's how long ago that was. The next question is from the_Bob707. The question is, OnlyFans at 50K? It's a big no for me on that. If you guys don't know what OnlyFans is, I guess mainly girls who strip down, get naked, do wild things, sexual things on camera for money. And if you guys watch my selling feet pics video, you know I wasn't even gonna do that, so clearly I'm not gonna do an OnlyFans. The only kind of OnlyFans I would do is like eating snacks on camera. I might do that on a late night snacks live stream in the future, but it's not gonna include anything sexual. And on that note, I think we need a question that's a little bit more holy. So our next question comes from our live stream joke cracker, Mike Brady. Do you find churches to stop in and worship God every Sunday morning while out on the road? No, I don't do that every Sunday, but I do try to visit churches on the road when I can. I've been to church in Atlanta, which is one of my favorite churches, and I also went to church when I was in the Czech Republic and in Argentina. And it's always been a great experience visiting churches in other countries and cities because everybody is so warm and welcoming. It's a wonderful thing. The next question is from Peter Torres, and he asks, what do you think you've learned the most about yourself since starting your traveling? This is a really good question, and there are actually so many things, but one of the most important things I've learned is that it may sound weird, but I think people should start doing harder things in their life. Like things that make you struggle a little bit, because it pushes you in ways and stretches you in ways that you, during the moment, you think, oh my gosh, I hate this, I don't ever want to do this. But then when you have other hard times or other challenges, you're like, this is a breeze, I got this, I can do all things, especially because Christ strengthens me. But also just internally, you get the sense that I've done this before, so I can do it again. And you just build like this sense of strength within you. And then not only within you, but you can help other people, and you just have a stronger sense of confidence in yourself. The next question is a pair of questions, and it tickled me because the first question was from South Padre Q, do you date while traveling? And then a person named Stingray, Z or Stingrays, said, how do you meet someone to date? And their interaction on the comment section was really funny. They were like, get off my comment. And he's like, hey, I'm not trying to do anything, I'm just trying to ask a question. But it was actually pretty funny. But to answer the question, so far I really haven't dated on the road. I don't really have time to do that. I'm not in one location for very long, so I think it'd be pretty hard for me to date. And in terms of meeting people, I think if you are a little more outgoing, you could just meet anybody, even if you're on a tour or if you're hiking somewhere or you're visiting a location or at a restaurant. I don't really go to bars because I don't drink, but you can meet people all sorts of places. But in terms of dating, of course I would love to meet somebody, but I think that person's going to have to be a nomad or have a remote job, because I don't see myself stopping this lifestyle anytime soon, and I'm okay with being alone until God sends that person to me. Next question is from Jackie Blue. What is the hardest part about van life? Holy moly. There's a lot of hard parts about van life. It's definitely not what you see on Instagram. Yes, there are times when it is like that, where you're in beautiful locations. Actually, you can find beauty in a lot of locations a lot of time, but you always have to think about everything. Do I have enough solar coming in? Do I have enough water? Do I have enough gas? Are my tires okay? Are things gonna catch on fire? Do I have enough data to connect? Can I upload my videos? There's just so many different things you have to think about. There's a lot of difficult parts to van life, but at the same time, it is such a freeing existence that it's worth it. And the next question is another one that I get a lot. The next question is basically how you make money on YouTube. But the question comes from D. Brown. How do you get Amazon to sponsor your channel, and what other ways do you make money on YouTube? Well, I don't know how to get Amazon to sponsor me, and I feel like I've tried with all the stuff I buy, but if you know, let me know, because Amazon doesn't sponsor my channel or any videos. But in terms of how I make money on YouTube, number one is I get generous donations from snack packers just like you, and also my channel is monetized on YouTube, which basically means that after 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you can get paid on the ads that pop up on the videos. Now, is it a bunch of money? No, but in the future, I pray it will be. The next question comes from Diana Arevalo. How do you do when you're tired on the road? Okay, I think the question, I'm by so many ducks right now. I don't really get tired when I drive, but the couple times that I have gotten tired, I will pull over. I don't tend to drive when I'm tired because it can be just as fatal as drunk driving. And I pray that nobody watching this will drive when you're extremely tired. You know yourself. You know when you're to the point where your eyes are closing. If you even get that sense one time, it's best to pull over. Even if you get 20 or 30 minutes to just refresh your eyes, refresh your body, that's better than driving tired. The next question is from Miriam, although this question has been asked a lot since I did my van build. How are you doing with adding all that extra weight to the van? Do you burn more gas or need special permits? How about car inspections? Okay, well, I am not a mechanic or anything like that, but the way I look at it is that my dad and I took a bunch of stuff out of the van. The van had a wheelchair lift that was pretty heavy. It had a whole backseat couch that folded down. It had all the walls. It had a TV, a VCR. There was a lot of things that we took out of it. We did put things back into it, and it might be a little bit more heavy, but I don't think it's extremely more heavy than it was when we first started. I don't think it's weighing it down as much as it may look or appear in the van build videos. So I didn't have to have any special permits or any special inspections. As far as the gas, I really am not sure yet, but so far it seems like the gas mileage is doing well. The next question comes from Lucky Jiggly Wiggles. If you live in a car, how do you order anything? Some people haven't seen the updated video, so they're asking questions about car life. But basically, the way that I get packages on the road is through Amazon, and they have Amazon lockers everywhere. The downfall is that you have to know where you're gonna be in order to send your package to an Amazon locker. So it becomes pretty difficult to kind of gauge when that's gonna happen, unless you're gonna stay in one spot for quite a while. The other way is that if I'm near enough to family or friends, depending on the state that I'm in, then I'll ask if I can have something shipped to their house, and usually it's a yes. The next question is from my dad, and he asks, can you come back and make tacos? You make the best. Don't let my dad fool you. My tacos probably aren't the best, even though I think they're the best. But the reason he's saying they're the best is because no one in our family likes to fry the taco shells because it takes a long time. And I take tremendous care of my taco shells. I fry them individually, I turn them over often, and then I individually fold them into paper towels so there's not so much grease on them. And because of that, they're so delicious. So sorry, Dad, I won't be coming home anytime soon to make tacos, but if I make tacos, I'll eat a few in your honor. And the last question, which circles back around to how we got here, subscribers, is from Ballin' Old Man, which is actually a friend of mine, Anton. Tips on how to boost your subscribers? I'm launching a channel soon. And I have been getting a lot more questions like this since the channel has increased. And my best tips for YouTube and growing on YouTube is to learn the difference between evergreen content and popular content. I'm not gonna go into all of this right now because it's a very detailed topic. I encourage you to start a a channel if you're interested in that sort of thing, but you're really gonna have to love YouTubing because it is a lot of work and you have to be passionate about it. The greatest tip I can give you is that if you start it and you do like it, be consistent, even if it's one video a week, but you really have to have a heart for the people that follow you, and I really do. And I thank you all, Snack Pack, for being so gracious, so loving. You've just been the greatest community I could have ever prayed for. Thank you again for 20K subscribers. I know this is just the beginning, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Bye for now.